हेलो फ्रेंड्स, केजी क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम आपको शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर ऑफ जोनाथन स्विफ्ट की बताएंगे। क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, राइट ए नोट शॉर्ट ऑन स्विफ्ट्स यूज ऑफ एलिगोरी इन द बैटल ऑफ द बुक्स। आंसर, टू suit the purpose of his satire, Swift used allegory sometimes intermittently as in the battle of the books, sometimes consistently as in a tale of a tub, and sometimes with not no well defined aims in Gulliver's Travels. It must be remembered that he never wrote allegory for the sake of allegory, but primarily to make his satire universal and more effective. In the Battle of the Books, the allegory is used brilliantly in the episode of the spider and the bee. Upon the highest corner of a large window there dwelt a certain spider, swollen up to the first magnitude by the destruction of infinite numbers of flies, whose spoils lay scattered before the gates of his palace, like human bones before the cave of some giant. As it happens, a bee gets into the web, but manages to escape from it unharmed. Through in the process, the web is broken. The spider issues forth from the center of the broken web and sees the bee, who is cleansing these beings and disengaging them from the ragged remnant of the cave web. Question second, what is the traditional view of Swift satire? Answer, for long Swift has suffered on account of a wrong approach to his satire. His satire is comprehensive as well as astringent. It has been criticized for its corrosive quality and pessimistic tone. In all his satires, man appears as an irrational, selfish, and perverted creature, ridden with dirt and all sorts of vice. How far is this view of man from the panegyric of Hamlet, who is thrown into ecstatic rapture at the sight of man? From Hamlet's ecstasy to the Yahoo image of man is a far cry. It is therefore no surprise that traditional critics like Thackeray and Scott found it extremely difficult to let go unscathed. Swift, dark, violent rhetoric against men, not themselves having the cold courage to look at human corruption and aberration. They very conveniently concluded that Swift was a born misanthropist and that his personal failures in love, in church, in politics must have embittered him to such an extent as to cause him to see in human life nothing but filth and corruption. Question third, discuss Swift place in English literature. Answer, much misrepresented and often misunderstood. Swift, thanks to the effort of his 20th century critics, is now gradually emerging from the cloud that had obscured his fame for such a long time. Since his death in 1745, he is now being generally recognized as a writer of powerful satires, which embittered his own contemporaries and so unbalanced the latter critics. Thackeray and Scott as to upset their judgment of the nature and quality of his writing. Tragic as it was, the reaction against Swift was in fact an acknowledgement of the power of his satires to vex the world, which is what the Dean aimed at. He wrote not out of spite, nor to obtain relief from the pressure of his allegedly neurotic nature. He wrote because the world he lived in was riddled with evils and corruptions and absurdities, and he wanted to laugh men out of them. Question 4. Who were Burton and Bentley? Answer. William Burton, 1660 to 1726, was an extensively read scholar of his day. He took his BA from St. Catherine's College, Cambridge, at the very young age of 13. His prodigious learning was the envy of many a noted scholar of the time. William Burton viewed modern learning with much sympathy, and when Temple came out with his essay on ancient and modern learning, in which he sided with the ancient, he was compelled to rebut his argument by asserting the supremacy of the modern learning. This he did in Reflections upon Ancient and Modern Learning, published in 1694. Though Burton was careful to make distinction between learning and literature, and in the latter case conceded the supremacy of the ancient, yet his stand appeared to be inimical to the position adopted by Temple, and hence the savage treatment accorded him by Swift. Thanks, best of luck.